Yeah, I could not agree more. It's always the reset button afterwards, no matter what the journey, no matter if it was a tough one or a euphorically orgasmic one where you're floating in love clouds with infinite source or mother or whatever it is, or whether or not you're in the deepest pits of freaking internal hell and self-exploration and confronting, your shadow and whatever else, you always come out the other side grateful for the experience. Sometimes it may take a couple days if it was really, a difficult journey, but you never regret it. And you're always, it's almost like, going to battle and coming back alive, like where you have that appreciation again for life, because in my experience in a lot of these places, especially Iboga, where one of my ceremonies lasted 3 days in a non-ordinary state. And by the time I came back, I was like, I was so happy to be back to the land of the living. And even then it still took days after that before like the tracers went away and other things. But just that appreciation of coming through and realizing how powerful we are, for one, how strong our mind is to manipulate us into thinking we can't do things or things aren't possible. And that's programming. That's external programming, that's been impressed upon us, but nonetheless, it becomes our paradigm and our reality that we reinforce. And you realize that my problems are really small. Like what I just came through, like the places I just was for this period of time where nobody could save me, because nobody can. You know that when you're journeying on psychedelic, nobody can save you. There's like you're on for the ride, and you have to just let go. If you fight it, you're fucked. If you do anything that is even remotely a form of resistance, it's going to be bad. And you have to just realize that no one's going to stop this. No one around you. Like it's just you in this compound now. And whether that's, a compound that takes you outside of you or takes you deeper inside of you, whatever it is, it's your journey, just like your fast, just like these things where it's just you.
Yeah, man, I cannot imagine what 3 days must have been like. I did take 2CT7, which is like a 14 to 16 hour trip. And that was too much. That was just, wow.
2C27, I'm not familiar with that one.
Yeah, so Shulgin, looked at the chemical compound mescaline, which is found in peyote or San Pedro cacti. And he started tinkering with it, and he made many different compounds and wrote about them in Pical. The 2C series, he made so many of those, and there were a dozen that were called Shulgin's dozen, I guess. And then 2CT7 was on there, and we tried it. It was, again, a bunch of throwing up. But it reminded me, the reason why I asked you if you or I was going to ask you about the combo thing was, sometimes you have these revelations when you're it's not like psychedelic when you're on combo, but I threw up certain images. Have you ever thrown up certain images, or you knew what you were throwing up?
Yeah, 100%. I would visualize something as I think it's more of a past childhood trauma, or is it something like that? And I would immediately throw up afterwards. The image would come and then I would puke it up, and it was nonstop.
Yeah. And that's you purging that memory, or maybe that is trying to say something. That memory is trying to say something. So, these compounds have a way of teaching you something, and it's not always clear what they're saying. But I mean, with combo, I remember throwing up, and this was a long time ago, but I used to watch porn, and that was one of the things. I was throwing up. Up images of that, and my body was saying, cut it out. Yeah. Stop. What are you doing? You're participating in something you don't need to. And you don't need to do this anymore.
Hey everyone, thank you for clicking on the video. If you enjoy, please make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, and share with everyone. And if you have time after, please make sure you go to NateNightTalks.com and check out the NNT community and research database. Thank you.